Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the Marky Worthington Comedy Podcast. This is episode 30 with a repeat guest on the show, Cy Fahey. It was good to have him here on the show again, and we split this one into two parts. So riding you out for the month of December, we've got two parts with Cy Fahey. This is part number one. We did this in the podcasting studio, set up earlier this year, and looking forward to seeing where we go with it next year as well. Dates for upcoming gigs that I'll be at for December. This month is closing up. I've only got the basement to keep an eye out for. Wednesday the 16th of December at the basement. Doors are at 7:30, so head on down to that one and enjoy the last basement open mic for the year before we kick it off again next year. Finishing up on a high note. It's a Wednesday gig as opposed to the usual third Tuesday of every month, but then starting next year we'll be back to the usual schedule of third Tuesday of each month. So if you've got anything to send it through to Marky Worthington Comedy at gmail.com, or you can just message me on the Facebook page, Instagram, or if you are watching on YouTube, you can comment below the video. Got more content coming out. Got a few more different video ideas and some extra stuff to add for the YouTube channel. So if you're not already over there, go and check that one out. Planned a little bit extra stuff that you don't always get with the audio platforms. So yeah, thanks for listening, and hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. Cheers. Hey, welcome back to the second part of the Cy Fahey episode on the Marky Worthington Comedy Podcast. If you haven't listened to the first one, go back and listen to that. But hey, if you listen to this one, it's better than fucking none at all. Welcome to the show, Kai.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
Yeah, that's it. Change of scene. So we're wearing the same clothes, but just to fool you, we're wearing the fucking Santa hats too for the end of year wrap up edition.
Yeah, what a year.
Oh man, what a fucking crazy year. There's been a lot of shit going on. As far as like just live performance in general, like throughout the whole year, it's just been a struggle for fucking anyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just try and get through it and fucking smash out what we can. I mean, the end of the year's kind of had a bit of life breathed in back into the scene.
Yeah, we can go down to Mexico now.
That's it.
Yeah,
yep.
The Mexicans are flooding over the border again, coming to steal our public service jobs.
For sure, man. And that's the other thing too. It's like, is that going to be a thing? I mean, I suppose by the time this episode comes out, it got a little bit of lead time on us.
Yeah.
But right now, it's like opened up. We'll see how it fucking goes.
Well, I just heard a thing on the radio saying that now that like the borders are open, Canberrans are actually getting out of Canberra because they realise just how much of a shithole it is when they can't go anywhere
absolutely, dude. No, they're not getting out of Canberra. They're getting out of their family life.
Yeah.
Imagine, just think about the fucking relationships that are going to be filed for a divorce court after all this, dude. Imagine people that got married that have lived happily.
Yeah.
I just did quotation marks for anyone that's listening to the audio.
I think I can hear it in the voice.
Yeah. Happily. Unless when I edit it together, when I fuck it up, and it's just like, happily. So it's up to you. It's like a choose your own adventure. Only I'm choosing the adventure, and you're the one fucking, the listener's the one going through it. Yeah. But like, they've been going at it for fucking 5 years, and because they've never been in the same house with the same person for a long period of time. Yeah. I worked at a bottle shop.
I worked at a bottle shop last year.
Yeah.
That's your edit.
I worked at a bottle shop. No, for anyone that has got the audio fucking engineers that tune into the episode, the connoisseurs of the YouTube podcasts, may have noticed that I just took out the name of this fucking place I used to work. You would see people's relationships end on a weekly fucking basis, and some of it would just be because one person couldn't decide which fucking wine they wanted to get.
Wow.
And then the next week they'd be back again. And it's just like, that's because you don't get to fucking hang out with each other all the time. And it just, you can take a break, right?
Yeah.
But if you're locked in a fucking house with someone, add kids to the mix.
Oh. Brutal.
Fucking, it's a sauna.
You know, well, they say hell is to be trapped in a room for eternity with your friends. You know, like
yeah.
Just,
well, I know all my friends are going to be there.
But brutal, yeah. Nah, would be brutal.
Yeah, it's like that old saying, like, see you in hell.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like, dude, like, are you saying, like, what's the fucking... Of course, I know you're not telling me anything new. Like, yeah, fucking I'll see you there.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
May as well, like a dramatic ending to a movie should just be like, catch you later.
Yeah. Well, where are we going to see each other? We're going to see each other in hell? We're going to see each other in heaven? No, you're going to see each other in hell.
It's like the that Jim Jeffries bit. Like, everyone's probably seen it online. About the, like, you know... I mean, I'm burning his bit right now. If you've seen this before you've seen Jim Jeffries, you're not a true fucking comedy like fan, really. But let me just say, like, he's got this bit. I'll just touch on the fucking premise, just in case I cost him money somehow.
Yeah, yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to go to fucking hell? Like, everyone that is anyone is gonna fucking be there.
Yeah,
what are you gonna go to
fine.
fucking heaven and hang out with cunts that go to church?
No, I want to go hang out with good people.
Yeah, yeah. Like, no, fuck it, I'm burning the bit. It was like, it's just like, oh yeah, the like cocaine strippers, all that shit in hell. Yeah, going to heaven, hanging out with my fucking creepy uncle that used to go to the church. Yeah,
Always reminds me of a joke of like an electrician accidentally gets sent to hell, and he's supposed to go to heaven, and then so God rings up Satan and goes, "Hey, I accidentally sent down this like really mad like electrician, great guy," and Satan goes, "Fuck yeah, man, guy's awesome. Now we got like, we got aircon here," and the guy's like, "Oh man, he's really brought us in the 21st century. You know, we're hooked up, mate. Hell is absolutely awesome to live in now that we've actually got like access to electricity." And God's like, "No, send him back." He goes, "No, I'm not going to fucking send him back. We're having a mad time." And God goes, "If you don't send him back, I'm going to sue you." And Satan goes, "Where the fuck are you going to find a lawyer?"
Fuck yeah, dude.
Because all the lawyers are down there with Satan.
Yeah, yeah.
I realised after telling that joke's probably not as funny as I thought it was, especially because I had to explain it.
No, dude, I got it, but the difference is, and I fall into this trap when I'm doing podcasts, like when I used to do my other one as well. I got a metal podcast as well that I do. Sometimes I'll tell a fucking story that if you said it to a crowd, they'd be howling, right? But you say it on a podcast, you got one person, and the best I can do is fucking like a bigger smile than I'm already doing. Like, I'm fucking like, you can't get a roaring crowd out of one person, and sometimes you'll have that. Like, it's like, for example, if it's like different crowd types, man. If you work on a room that's got like 12 people in it, and you hit fucking 5% of them, don't ask me what the math is. Not many. Yeah, all right, cunts out there with your fucking Google open and shit. I'm doing this off the bat.
Yeah, yeah.
So
we're not smart people.
Fucking.
That's why we do comedy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're here to make smart people laugh so they can continue fucking doing smart shit. Yeah. Because without us, the fucking smart cunts wouldn't want to fucking keep doing smart shit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Because they're too smart to realise that they're not having fun. So, yeah, there you go. So, somehow I made myself I valued my own position.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, you go do 100 people, 5 of them are going to fucking laugh, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But chances are, if you do that to 10, fucking no one's going to laugh,
or
right?
one, yeah.
Yeah, less than one. So less than one person will laugh. So yeah, it's just about percentages. Like it's like I always go off the fact, I'd prefer 50% of the crowd is on board with what I'm saying, and the other 50% can't fucking stand me.
Yeah.
Because I prefer that 50% that loves me to come back and watch me again, because I know that I can work with those people because I haven't like offended them, or I haven't, you know, they know that what I'm doing is comedy and all that sort of shit. I'd prefer that than have 80% of the crowd kind of snigger and 20% of the crowd not pay attention.
Yeah.
Like, I'd prefer to have both ends of the scale than fucking try and please everybody.
Then hang in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Especially because when those 50% come back, eventually that 50% will become your, in theory anyway, will
Yeah.
become your 100% once you're selling out rooms.
Yeah, all that sort of shit.
Find your audience kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like finding a whole room of people.
Yeah.
Finding your people in those people.
Yeah.
Cutting them aside and then just bringing in a new fresh 100.
Yeah.
And just keep working that.
Yeah.
Until you fucking boiled it down to like the uncut.
Yeah.
I really can't think of anything that's not a reference to drugs. But or circumcision.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I prefer to do it, man. And I've always been, even with friends, like sometimes I'll drop like a joke at the start of a friendship just to test the water.
Just to see.
Like
we can't be friends now.
Yeah, it's just like...
You laugh at my joke.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually true, though. It's just like, oh, you didn't find that funny? There's plenty more fucking people out there. Yeah, you're right. I only really choose friends that laugh at my shit. Jokes. I'm actually I'm a bad friend. Oh man, I think this will be the first week that I put this episode out and I lose subscribers because they realize that they're just there to fucking boost my ego.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man.
But yeah, dude, it's been a fucking gnarly year. There's some pretty big plans. Like, I didn't have anything crazy. I just wanted to progress more as a comedian in the last 12 months than I already have. And I think that, in a way, people staying in their own town and having to support their own local entertainment has been in some ways good for the local open mic scene.
Yeah.
As far, not so much with like the Australian scene, because no one's been able to travel to Melbourne or Sydney or any of the bigger fucking places. Even the Canberra Comedy Festival got postponed.
Oh, all of it got postponed.
Everything got fucked, right?
Canberra, Sydney, Melbourne, brutal.
And all that sort of shit happened. But at the same time, man, like, rooms have gotten more local crowd, which may have been travelling, may have been away, may not have been looking for something to do on a Tuesday night or Wednesday night, actually coming out and going like, well, fuck, like, I got all this extra money that I haven't spent from going away and holidays and all this shit. Yeah, I think
that's been a big part of it. It's like people just, they're having to sort of, source local entertainment because they know that, there is no big holiday coming up or nothing like that.
Yeah, and it's like, then they're on their social media a little bit more looking for gigs that coming up. They're like kind of following more. It's been a kind of a good time to build a bit of a local following.
Yeah.
But and get a few regulars. But who's to say that they wouldn't have rocked up anyway? Like, I can't say that like it's solely related to not being able to go out, but so there's some silver linings, I think.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's like you said, still like I was actually talking about I was supposed to go to Argentina this year. I had it all planned and booked, and Melbourne Comedy Festival got cancelled and all that, so I ended up putting all my money into pretty much a house deposit and stuff, and I'm nearly there, so just got to stay the course now. But it's definitely not how I planned at the beginning of the year, but said couldn't go anywhere, so I just channeled my energy into more of a local project, I guess you could say. So,
yeah. Look, that's the thing, man. Like, I've the whole time I've been in the comedy scene for the last 3 years. You've been there too, but it's been a fucking tough time, man. And a lot of people have not come back after COVID. Like, people have just kind of there's been a few comedians that have just disappeared off the fucking scene. And I can imagine, dude, like, if you had, like, for example, yourself, Melbourne shows and shit booked, fuck, that would have been a hard pill to swallow.
Throwing out all my pamphlets and, all the, I'm lucky because, I was able to keep working through it all. But, throwing out all my pamphlets and just the amount of money I lost on advertising and just, it was, man. Like, I could see, like, it hurt. It hurt me and probably, people who rely on that as their entirety of their income. Holy crap, that's
like the Melbourne Comedy Festival for comedians is like Christmas for retailers.
Yeah.
Like you that's where you do your trade for the year, basically. That's where you kind of like, you get to do stage time and shit. Like, obviously me from the outside looking in, I've never performed in it, but that's how it seems to me. That seems to be the spot.
Yeah, it's kind of where you renew, like you said, or your networking, and you kind of, you cash in on sort of all that hard work that you've sort of set up throughout the year, and get to talk to people, and instead you get some mad stage time, especially for someone like you and me who are in Canberra. We don't get to perform that often.
Yep.
That's when we get to really smash out that sort of buku, which you can almost further your act just in that 4 weeks. It's like a crash course in stage time and stuff like that. So yeah,
but fucking next year will be come back just as hard, I reckon.
Hopefully.
Well, it's hard to say. Like, that's the worst thing about this whole situation. Like, it's so fucking unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you can only sort of prepare for...
Well, now we're keeping the South Australians out, It's like Victorians are allowed back in, but South Australians, fuck off.
At any point, like, someone's excluded from the fucking the map. Yeah. It's like, even just with my... I'm fairly entangled with the music scene, right? Like, the amount of fucking bands that were coming through Canberra. Like, for my metal podcast, I had some fucking pretty big international bands that were coming to Canberra to interview, and all that's fucked. Like, there was just a whole bunch of big international bands that had booked at the basement that were going to be guests on the show. And it just, you can't really fucking... I mean, it's rescheduled, but, like... You can never recreate the world before COVID. Like, it's always going to be in the back of something. Yeah. At least for a whole generation, people will remember that.
Well, it's almost like our war. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like we haven't
That's actually a good fucking point, dude.
It's like we haven't had, like, this is our big thing. We didn't, like, this is...
No depression, no war, no nothing. Like, there's no fucking big life event.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is,
We only brought Y2K to the table before this.
Because we were bored, essentially.
Yeah.
But, and before, I guess the big one before this was obviously 9/11, but this is the next generation's kind of the big deal. This is their big war. This is going to be their big sort of, emotional... And in many ways, COVID's probably sort of bigger than 9/11 in
as far
ways,
as, like...
as a worldwide, like... ongoing impact. Like,
I
mean, everyone remembers where they were, like anyone who's old enough, where they were when 9/11 happened. I remember where I was, you know, so it's like that's sort of the big news event, but this is kind of more in that sort of, like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the war, it kind of shapes, shapes, the future and how we interact, like you said, how we interact with people, and we go on. Like 9/11 was a shock event, and so everyone's like, "Holy shit, they can't believe this happened." But
well, look, dude, the thing is, like, so I was pretty young when 9/11 happened.
Yeah,
but as a kid, I could just turn off the TV, and I was pretty much oblivious to it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But you can't turn off COVID. Like, it was, everyone was, like, directly affected by it.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas, like, with 9/11, and I think it comes down to me being so fucking young.
Yeah.
But, like, I just remember turning on the TV and being like, why the fuck isn't there cartoons on?
Yeah.
Like, how come on every channel there's something else, the
Yeah.
same video on every channel? For the first time ever, every channel was reporting on the same fucking story. And I'm like, surely, like, there's some channel that's got kids shows on.
Where are my cartoons?
Because, but to me, I just went, oh, well, I'll just chuck on a fucking VHS.
Yeah.
But then my parents were like, oh, no, we need to fucking watch this shit. But, like, COVID, if I did that now, I'd be like, turn it off. Oh, no, you're not going to school today.
Yeah, that's like, exactly what I was just thinking. It's actually affected
we can't go to the fucking shop. We can't go out to dinner. We
can't do that.
Like, mum and dad's job would have been done. Like, it's just... you can't turn it off.
Yeah, you can't. It's sort of infiltrated everywhere.
We had a big
2020,
old fucking-
woo.
We had a big old fucking TV too, dude.
Yeah.
You know those old CRT TVs, the old tube
Yeah, I
TVs?
know ones.
But they were
fucking
like
heavy
in a
as fuck.
stand. It was in its own stand.
Yeah.
On the floor with like the little,
With little
like sort of like F is for family, like they get at the like the big fucking color one.
Yeah.
That was our fucking TV,
12
dude.
inches.
Yeah. So I'd fucking it was like, I think it was like the biggest for its time. It was
Probably
like
30 inch or something like that.
it was no, it was like there was in centimeters for me. I remember it was like 63 centimeter.
Yeah.
But it was like on its own standard. It was like Poltergeist style, like that sort of like you could walk up and put your hand on the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And we had one, and my uncle had one similar. It was a little bit older, but the thing is with his dude, half an hour to warm up.
Yeah.
So
and they get that high. I don't know if you could ever hear it, but I'm one of those people who can hear that. So you turn on and goes until it like warms up. You just gotta sit there for like 20 minutes.
As I mentioned, dude,
make it stop.
I've been in the music scene for too long to be able to hear that.
Yeah.
Like I've got fond memories of that high pitched noise.
I remember what it was like.
Yeah. Sometimes I wake up and I can still hear it.
That's tinnitus.
Yeah, but then I realise that's just a dream from a memory that's long gone. But yeah, my uncle's one, man, he wouldn't turn it off because he was like sick of waiting for it to warm up. So for like 20 years straight, dude, this fucking thing never got turned off. And it finally died, but he left this fucking TV on for like 20 fucking years, dude.
Wow.
And he used to fall asleep in front of the TV.
Yeah.
So he would sleep in front of the TV with it on.
Oh, imagine the radiation.
Every fucking night, dude.
Imagine the radiation. I feel like that Simpsons episode where the Homer's got like the radiation shadow from where he's sitting in front of it.
He's such a unit, dude. Like, so older sort of house, like old farmhouse sort of thing. TV is like in the middle of the front of the room, and then he's just got a chair like directly in front of it, but it's like a bigger house, so like the chair's probably about 5 meters in front of it. And he falls asleep in his chair so often, dude, that he buys like a new chair every few years.
Oh, wow.
Because he spends more time in that than his bed.
It's got like a $20 bed and bloody
$5,000
couch
of shit,
and stuff.
like fucking bed. But like so what happened was he was looking at the like, you know how most places have like classifieds for that area?
Yeah.
So he was looking around, and there's a retirement home that had like one of those chairs that's like for old people where you can adjust it and shit. It's got like the massager in it and stuff.
Yeah.
So he went and got one of those.
Fuck yeah.
And it was like a $5,000 chair, but the person that was selling it was like, I can't take a massive, like I can't throw it out.
Yeah.
And it was worth $5,000. So fucking $1,000. Would you be interested? Because like he's marketing in an area where cunts are just happy to, they'll just pay nothing for shit, right?
Yeah.
So he's kind of got a big ticket item in this fucking, like on Gumtree, basically. My uncle was like, yeah, well, most people don't spend their life in their chair, man, but $1,000 is fucking good for me.
Man.
Like, that's what you buy a mattress for, right?
Yeah.
I'll just buy a fucking chair. Yeah. So I go out there, and he's got this fucking chair, like, it's just like full, like, press. It's like those massage chairs at the mall where you just have to normally put money into it.
Oh, God.
And he just fucking sits there and just, like...
I want one.
Dude, he fucking just will watch movies and shit and that.
It's like Simpsons with Homer.
With that chair.
In that chair.
Yeah. His brother buys it. Oh, fine, I'll watch the chair.
Oh, mwah. I love you. I wish why did they never do a third episode of that sort of story arc?
Yeah, I know, right?
It's always annoyed me.
Maybe
Danny DeVito probably didn't want to do it.
I'm just glad that they haven't gone back and fucked. Look, because Simpsons now isn't what it used to be, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that if they were going to do it, they did it early and not now, because they might just completely, like, wreck. It's a bit like we were talking off mic about, like, why don't they just remake shit? Why do they have to, like, try and do a new version of it and fuck with it?
Yeah.
If they revisited that story arc now, it might not leave it on a good story.
Yeah, they probably just
They might fuck it up.
Just fuck it up.
But I do like that story arc, man.
Yeah.
I sends him bankrupt.
And
Fuck,
then,
dude.
he comes back and
All right, so here's a question someone was asking the other day, and I was like, that's a good fucking question. It's topical now. Who do you reckon's dumber, Peter Griffin or Homer Simpson?
oh, it's got to be Peter Griffin.
You reckon?
Yeah, straight up. Dude's like actually like he's a legit proper dumbass, whereas Homer's just a loose fucking like
true.
loose unit. You know what I
That's
mean?
pretty much my answer.
Yeah, Peter Griffin's like legit stupid, and Homer just doesn't think. But but there is actually an intelligence to Homer. Like I think one of the favorite like Homer moments is where they break in. Him and Lisa break into the museum to see the thing, and and they finally end up hearing the sound that no one's ever heard. But there's like a one stage in the episode where Lisa's like, "I'm never going to do anything stupid ever again," and Homer's like, "Don't say that. It's because we did something stupid. We managed to like get into this museum and saw this he's all like." So yeah,
he's clued on to
yeah, so it's almost like an intelligence. Like he doesn't. He's very unthinking, but there's like an intelligence there for him. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Whereas Peter Griffin's just a fucking moron.
Legit though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a good point actually.
Yeah. So
I
love Homer.
Yeah, I fucking dig. I think it's just because he sort of the early memories of watching The Simpsons and stuff. Did you live in like a Simpsons house? Like, were you allowed to watch it?
It's funny. I wasn't actually allowed to watch the first season of The Simpsons because when The Simpsons first came out, there was a lot of hype around, like, Bart's a bad influence and all that. But then, when my dad watched it, my dad started watching it, and then bang, we were allowed to watch it. Yeah. So I missed the first season, but then
he's not that bad. He's he's not that bad.
Not that bad.
Yeah.
But it's really funny because like my parents wouldn't let me watch it, but they used to let me watch like Fast Forward and Full Frontal and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like proper legit adult comedy.
Yeah.
And Dad's like, whatever. And society says that we shouldn't watch The Simpsons. But I said, Dad watched like one episode. He's like, we're watching the show now. And so watch Simpsons.
Fuck yeah.
Every day. In fact, I remember as a teenager, like when I was like 12, every afternoon I'd go down and buy a litre tub of it was like this fruit ice cream.
Yeah.
Used to be able to get, but they don't make it anymore. I'd buy a 1 litre tub and
probably had cocaine in it.
And I'd take a spoon and I'd go up to the youth centre and I'd sit there and watch the new episode of The Simpsons like every afternoon sort of thing.
Yeah,
like
fuck yeah.
Man. Yeah, go up there.
I used to. Times. I did like the how weird is those little fucking kid routines that you have? Like I'll tell you my fucking routine, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling Kai you can't, so just stop listening in. Just breaking that fourth wall again. But we used to live in a small town, same like sort of situation that I was saying with my uncle, like living in small town.
Yeah.
There was a mobile up the road, and it was like that was as far as I could go from the house without mum or dad with me. Like I was like 7 or 8. And they'd let me just go to the mobile.
Yeah.
That was as far as I could go. I was about 4 houses down on the corner. And the guy at the mobile knew me because I'd go down there. And it was kind of like that, like, that's your range, right? You're allowed to go out the front gate, 4 houses down, and you have to tell us before you go.
Yeah.
So that if you're not back in fucking 5 minutes,
we
then...
know to come looking for
yeah.
it,
So that was my fucking range of movement. And... my mum used to give me money to go and get the Sunday Telegraph, and there was a bit of change left over for whatever I wanted. So I'd fucking go there on a Sunday, get the fucking Telegraph. I feel like Grandpa Simpson telling the story. And I get the Telegraph and a packet of fucking CCs.
Yeah.
And then I'd bring it back and I'd give my mum the paper and she'd let me have the comics out of the middle of the paper. Yeah. And so I'd go out and sit on the fucking trampoline and eat my fucking CCs and read the comic section. And that was my little fucking Sunday routine.
Yeah, nice.
I'd just sit there and eat my fucking CCs and the thing. And the reason I had CCs is because they had the fucking Dragon Ball Z Tarzos in them.
Yes.
So I fucking had like a stack, and I had the first one I ever got was a gold one. So I was like addicted to. I had addictive personality even then. I was like every week I'd get a pack because the first one I got was a gold one, and I just never got another.
Chasing that rush, mate.
Never fucking
They
were my fucking heroin, dude. I was just chasing that fucking gold dragon. It literally was a gold dragon. From Dragon Ball Z, it was the gold.
You far from start. There you go.
Yeah, they were fucking sick. But like, and even after they ended the fucking Tarzos,
Yeah.
I still kept like going down there and getting the paper and something. But like, you know, you end up mixing it up, and before you know it, you go, oh, fuck it, I just won't bother. And before you know it, you've like, it's like the beginning of growing up when you don't care about something anymore.
Yeah, that's right in the field, isn't it?
Oh, dude, it's like, that's in the same feels as like where they have that extended scene from Toy Story where fucking Jesse's under the bed, just forgotten about the toy.
Yeah.
And it eventually just ends up in a box and thrown under a tree.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely in the fields.
Dude, that old fucking like Pixar and shit knows how to do that shit well. Like, I think that they're more in the feels, those early ones.
Yeah.
Like even movies like old cartoons and shit will do that shit. Like oh man, what was it? Dude, have you ever watched movies like there's lines in those movies like Fox and the Hound and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to be your friend forever. Forever's a long time.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, it was realistic too, man. Like, that's one thing I don't like about modern day TV.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, where's like it's not setting kids up for death. Like the shit we watched growing up, man.
Oh,
like
dude.
it sets you up like for death and that essentially life is hard and like life is miserable. And
Life is death.
Yeah, life is death, and so yeah, like you said, forever's a long time, and I had those nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah.
You know, like the opening scene of Bambi, the mum gets killed. You wouldn't see that.
Yep.
These days.
Lion King.
Yeah, Lion King. You know, any kid from the 80s is going to remember bloody Never-Ending Story, watching that horse drown in the pit of like in the swamp of despair and stuff.
How fucking gnarly is that, dude?
Oh, that movie, man, is like even... You obviously got the horse dying, but even Gamork, the wolf thing.
Yeah.
Like that scene, like near the end where Atreyu, like they face off and like he's like in the cave and you just see like the green eyes and stuff, and he's like grabs some broken glass. He's like, "Come on!" It's a fucking kids show.
The fucking moment that you like, I realized I was like, that was a while ago when I looked up the kid from that. Now, dude.
Yeah.
Like any of the. You seen like Macaulay Culkin put up that tweet, and he's like, "You feel old? If you don't feel old yet, I'm fucking 40."
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude!
Was it? But it's like that kid too who played Rufio in Hook. He's like old now too.
Yeah, right.
Stuff. But it's saying he's got that real like feel moment too when like he dies.
Yeah,
he fucking dies, dude. And he's just like, if I had a dad, I want him to be like you. Like, it's like, wow. Yeah, and they knew how to just to rip your heart out back in the day.
And they fucking just get it done.
Just get ready. You're gonna work for the rest of your life in a fucking factory, and then you're gonna die miserable. Like this.
Dude, I fucking where was I? What was I thinking of? There's a few movies where I was like, holy shit! Like even as an adult, like for example, we were talking about fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles before this. Fucking massive hit in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
I watched that fucking movie recently, right? And it was aimed at kids. It was actually aimed as a kids movie.
I remember it coming out. Yeah.
My old man said that, like, back in that small town, every cunt wanted to do fucking karate. Yeah. Like, everyone was like, "Oh, I need to learn this fucking shit," right? That movie ends. Spoilers for a fucking movie that came out in the 80s. Like, if you haven't seen it already, go and fuck yourself. You can. Like, I'm not spoiling shit. The movie's about fucking Ninja Turtles. Like, there you go. The name spoils the whole fucking movie. But they end up killing Shredder at the end in a fucking garbage truck.
Yeah.
Like, they literally just fucking, like Master Splinter is seen as like the cute kind of fucking like, but he can go gnarly.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's like the mascot of the fucking thing as
Yeah.
well as the turtles, right? He's
Yeah,
like the, even at the end he's like, haha, I made a funny when he says something funny, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He's seen as like the older guy that's looking after him. He's all like good and noble and all that shit.
Yeah.
He fucking slings him off the roof. Slings Shredder off the roof into a fucking garbage truck, and then Casey Jones presses the
Like
button.
compactor. And
Into a trash compactor.
Yeah, man.
And that was a kid's movie.
Yeah, they didn't care back then. They were like, fuck yeah. This just add like that level into it. I liked it.
Yeah, dude, it was the shit. And
I miss it. That,
Casey Jones is probably one of my favorite characters in a movie as like not a main character.
Yeah.
Because
Badass.
he's hanging out with fucking turtles that are actual ninjas and shit, and holding his own with a hockey stick
And a golf mask.
and that's
Hockey
right.
mask,
So
sorry.
hockey mask and golf club.
Yeah, golf club.
Fucking dude is insane. And there's that scene at the start where you actually fucking just about I think he defeats the fucking one of the turtles.
Yeah.
That cunt's been training his whole fucking life. Imagine basically just getting beaten up after a whole life of training.
Yeah, yeah.
After some fucking ADD cunt with a fucking golf club. It's like, have you seen those videos online where they get like some guy that's like, I'm a fucking master in ninjutsu.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, cunt, let's get you to verse this fucking MMA cunt.
Yeah, yeah.
And he just flattens him.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, dude, you're fucking like pressure points and shit don't mean fucking dick when you got someone that fights
Just
without
some
honor.
Psycho. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, the whole point of that, and I'm not like, I know I'm lining up here for like cunts to give me shit about their martial arts.
Yeah.
I get it. Bruce Lee sits on his fucking, he died at the peak of his fucking career, right?
Yeah.
What's his ground and pound plan?
I think, to be honest, man, like this is going to get me in trouble, but I'm thinking I'm pretty like more powerful than Bruce Lee. Because like, well, look, dude, like I've taken some pretty serious fucking stuff. The guy got taken down by Panadol. Like I'm just saying, just put it out there that Bruce Lee not always cracked up to me.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck, I'm gonna get back. Just for the record, man, Bruce Lee was a master. Anyway,
Bruce Lee was a master, man, not to be fucked with, but I had a Panadol before the show.
That's
and
right.
Didn't fuck me.
That's right.
Just like, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
is that a guy ever taken codeine?
Dude, I'm so fucking glad. I'm so fucking glad the Panadol got him. Because imagine if it didn't work and he worked his way up.
Yeah,
you don't want Bruce Lee on fucking coke, man.
Yeah. That's
Imagine that cunt on the ice. Just fucking... You think it's bad enough getting mugged by a cunt that's on ice? His only weapon is he's on ice. Bruce Lee's on ice, and he knows how to kill a fucking bull. What hope have I fucking got? All I'm saying is, dude, Bruce Lee, what's his ground and pound plan?
Yeah, what's his ground and pound?
What the fuck? Okay, Bruce Lee, Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
No way, dude. Conor every day.
You reckon?
Every day.
Yeah.
In the octagon.
In the octagon, yeah.
But, I don't know. You had some different surroundings maybe, but I honestly think...
Well, I always heard a rumor, man, that Bruce Lee never actually won a tournament fight.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how true
that
is, but like apparently he was like an epic street fighter, but he actually didn't win because when like you're talking about when confined by rules, he when confined by those rules, he couldn't actually do what he did, sort of thing, and
Well, the thing is, like, all of that style of martial arts is all based on rules, right? It's all like you can't attack them when they're on the ground.
Yeah.
You can't you can't fucking kick them in the dick and punch them in the fucking bite their ear off and stuff. Like, take out all those rules,
take out
man.
the rules.
Where's fucking honor? It's like when someone gets shocked by the first time they've been hit.
Yeah.
That's where they lost the fight. Because, like, they're fucking, like, not just dealing with the fact they've been hit, now they're dealing with the fact that they've never been hit before.
Yeah.
I feel like the first time Bruce Lee ever realised that he was been hit proper by someone that had no rules,
Yeah.
that would be the
Probably
end of
a bit
it.
of a shock, yeah.
But to be honest, man, I don't fucking know. Maybe he was in like a bunch of gnarly street fights and the cunt could hold his own. But I'm just saying, for what I see...
Yeah, it's just the thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know how true that is.
Oh, hang on. I'm kind of defending my position. All I'm saying is, if you've come to my fucking podcast to get a lowdown on who'd win in a fight between Conor McGregor and Bruce Lee, and you're still fucking listening...
Conor McGregor, you reckon?
Conor McGregor, but at the same time, don't come to me for fucking fight advice. Dude, I'm not, like, if you've got money down on it, and just let me tell you, they're shamming you. Bruce Lee's been dead for fucking years. If anyone takes your money for a Bruce Lee-Conor McGregor fight, you're already lost.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I reckon you're probably right. I reckon if they kept it on the feet, Bruce Lee would probably win.
Probably.
But if Conor took him to the ground, and Conor would know he'd have to take him to the ground, so that'd be his game plan.
Conor would be fighting to get him on the ground, and Bruce Lee would be fighting to stay on his feet.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think Bruce Lee would probably stand up to like a really good grappler and wrestler if the wrestler managed to. It's classic example is like Sin City, fucking Elijah Wood versus Mickey Rourke's character when he finally grabs a hold of him and he's like puts the handcuff on and he's like, jump round now, motherfucker. And just like,
dude, that's such a great
like,
fucking scene, dude. Dude, Sin City, it kind of has that same vibe as Deadpool. Like that in my mind, it's like the good guy that no one likes. Yeah. Like it's just, I think that's probably why I like both of those for the same reason. Like because it's like the guy that does good, but no one really appreciates, and also he kind of like doesn't care whether people think that he's doing good or not. He just does it for himself.
Yeah, but he's ultimately trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. I fucking like it, man. And
first movie I watched on my new TV just recently.
Oh, really? Yeah,
it had to be a worthy movie.
Yeah.
So it was like Sin City.
Mine was when I first ever got a 4K TV.
Yeah.
The first movie I ever watched was Apocalypto.
Don't think I've ever seen that.
Fucking gnarly movie about Mayans, like the kind of like how they'd have to fight to like survive.
Yeah.
But it's just also got a whole bunch of like good like landscape and that sort of fight scene and shit. It's like kind of a good one to try that out with. But you're not gonna fucking watch something like you get a new TV, you gotta have a go to.
You gotta have a good one. So yeah, because it was my first 4K as well. So I was like, it's Sin City.
Yeah,
was like I thought about going like an epic Marvel movie or something because I'm a massive Marvel fan.
Yeah.
But I thought for stylization and like for true black and all that.
You got to go for that.
Got to go for that.
And the hints of red and shit. They fucking. I really like the. So what do we got? We got so far this has been the Joe Rogan podcast, and now it's the fucking movie critique.
Yeah, movie
critique. Do you remember those two fucking people on the SBS show? There's like a guy and a chick, and they would fucking sometimes nearly go to blows over movies, dude.
Dude, yeah, that was the best show ever.
That like and sometimes she'd be like we'll start with him. He would sort of be like, I think it was quite a good movie, good scenery, graphics, everything was nice, storyline, panoramics. I give it a 6. And then it'd go to her and she'd be like, quite frankly, I hated the movie. Just no substance, no essence. I'd be lucky to give this 1 star.
I stopped listening. I never really. Like, I was never a devoted fan, but I love watching. But I got really, like, I read their book once, and they rated my favourite movie of all time a 2. And I was like, those 2 fucks don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
You value someone's opinion until it's not your own.
I was just like, don't like them anymore. Fucking 2 stars. Greatest movie fucking ever. Yeah,
what is your favourite movie?
My favourite movie of all time is probably really lowly rated by most people, is actually Death to Smoochie.
Yeah.
It's a Danny DeVito film. Done around the same time as, Get Cool and all that. It never made it big though. It was never quickly. It's got Danny DeVito directs and acts, but the 2 main actors are Edward Norton and Robin Williams.
Yeah, right.
And it's sort of in that same style, but it's all like about the dark side of kids show entertainment. So Robin Williams plays Rambo Randolph, who's like this crooked kids show host,
Yep.
who's like fallen from grace, and Edward Norton plays Smoochie the Rhino, who's this like good, devout. Well, he's not even that, but he's just like this fully morally, ethically clean person who like takes over, and then the whole movie's based around like all the charities that like would skim money off the top from these kids, like pretty much just fleecing kids.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that.
Fuck.
And so there's this whole like underground, like there's like the Irish mob and like the Parade of Hope, which is like literally there's this one scene is like, you know, Smoochie rings up his manager who's played by Danny DeVito, and he's like, I just got threatened by the Parade of Hope, and he's like, oh, you don't want to fuck with them, they're the worst of all the charities. Like that's
fuck.
So, and I just love it. It's got some of the best lines like in any movie. It's just full, like the movie, and in their little thing they're like, well, these guys all they ever do is yell at each other, but that's part of the movie. It's like a very sort of high energy movie, and but it's just got the best one liners. Like, and I think everyone I've ever shown to is going, yeah, it's pretty good flick, and everyone picks something sort of kind of different
that they like about it.
They like one section of lines, but I think it's got the greatest, probably the greatest one line, which is not my favourite bit in the movie, but the greatest one line ever, which is Edward Norton, like Smoochie, he's just been given a gun as a present, and he goes, I can't own this. I don't believe in guns. Whenever me and my brothers play cowboys and Indians, I was always a Chinese railroad worker. Yeah, it's just like the best one. So yeah,
Holy fuck,
that's
dude.
my favourite movie of all time. Death to Smoochie, people, get on it. I think it's like circa 2000.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It's like, you know, a bit of old, maybe even 98. But yeah,
My
good movie.
my movie references aren't good. Like I'm a massive John Candy fan.
Yeah,
And I go through. I've got like pretty much every movie he's got. But like the one line that keeps coming up is that everyone knows is from Spaceballs,
yeah.
where it's just like, oh, I'm Barf, part man, part dog. I'm my own best friend. And like I've seen people with that tattooed on them because it's such a fucking like such a like
Iconic.
because you not with that movie you also got everyone that likes Star Wars, so like it got a whole bunch of people into like that movie because it already had an established fan base for what the movie.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It's probably one of the only movies that was put out as a spoof on another movie.
Yeah.
Where fans of Star Wars also mostly liked
They
it.
rated it, yeah.
How many times have you seen a movie that was like if you're a diehard fucking Scream movie fan, you probably hate Scary Movie.
Yeah.
But like Star Wars fans actually go, fuck yeah, Spaceballs is the shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a good rip-off.
They did well, man. But John Candy, man, before he was in a whole bunch of like of the bigger movies, and these are the ones I've got. He's got a whole bunch of random other movies. Like I remember I watched this movie where he plays as a truck driver.
Yeah,
and it's like a bikie movie.
I'm gonna have to rate you. You'll have to suggest one.
I'll
give me
show
one
you
to watch. Yeah.
So it's a bikie movie, and they fucking like just shenanigans the whole first half of the movie. There's a bit of a love triangle and all that sort of like shit. And then I'm like, where the fuck is John Candy? Because I bought this movie just because it was on his fucking IMDb, right?
Yeah.
And right towards the end of the movie, he plays as the truck driver for the beer truck that they rob. And it's literally just him riding along in this beer truck, and they fucking pull him over and rob the beer truck.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's it. And I'm just like, still going to keep that in my collection.
I mean, that's true fandom right there.
Yeah, no, it's fucking good, man. And I heard an interview with his daughter, Jen Candy, and she fucking stellar last name, by the way.
Yeah.
And she said that out of all of his characters that he's played in any movie, Uncle Buck was his actual closest to his actual personality. And I'm like, that's fucking why he was so good in that movie, because he didn't have to act hard.
Have to act in it.
Yeah, but I always kind of thought that, because I've seen a few I seen this interview with him.
Yeah.
At his house, he had this fucking like property.
Yeah.
And when he was trying to think of new material to write for movies and scripts and shit, he would go to this fucking place that he bought, and there's this like hammock under a tree in Canada, fucking like a ranch basically.
Yeah.
And he brought his kids there as well. His wife and his 2 kids were there, and he'd go and just lay under this fucking tree in this hammock with a notepad and just write stuff out.
Yeah, yeah.
And they interviewed him there at that property. And during the interview, they're like, "Oh, so what kind of animals you got?" And he's like, "I got a cat." And they're like, "Okay, you know, what the subject came up of changing the litter, like the cat litter." And just throughout the interview, he just goes like, "I change it, you know, once every couple of days, once a week." And then he's like, "Every month." It's like, I change it when I have to. And just that personality of Uncle Buck kind of creeping in and out of his like, and because I could tell that was his actual personality. And there's photos of him at that same property, like pushing his kid on the swing, who's like in her 30s now.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, dude, that's like one of those things where it's like sometimes you see actors that have to push really hard. It's like Jim Carrey, right? Can play an insane person because you've ever seen him on fucking Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Actually fucking
pretty
insane.
Fucking nuts, yeah.
But that's his. Have you seen any of his early stand up, dude?
Yeah, it's weird.
Fuck, he's
and
like
random.
Isn't it funny that someone that we work with right now could be a famous actor one day?
Yeah.
And we're just like, yeah, dude, I remember that cunt set. Like,
and he was weird.
Yeah, and he was fucking like the weirdest set. Like,
we'll probably be saying that about Nick Schuler one day.
Oh,
like,
dude, yeah.
Just going, man, that guy, he was just strange.
Yeah, dude, like, so,
strange.
Yeah, because I know that Nick Schuler's abandoned listening to my podcast. But, like, I could picture him, like, he's, like, fucking hosting the Pommy version of the Emmys.
Yeah.
And, Emmys? I don't know, whatever, which one I won't get.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, I remember that dude. He, did the funniest Nick Schuler story that I have, and I don't know if we spoke about it on the podcast before, because I've had him on the show before. One of the, without burning any of his material, because I actually still give a fuck about the dude, even if he doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah. He'll be back.
I don't know if you were at this gig, but it was at White Rabbit.
Okay.
And we're down in the sunken part where the comedy was.
Yeah.
And Nick Schuler's on stage. And just through the window on the side, this fucking guy walks up and starts pissing right next to the window, not knowing
was not there.
There was everyone inside could see him, but he couldn't see in.
Yeah.
So he's just taking a leak out the front of the thing near the window, and Nick Schuler goes to the bartender, because everyone's not listening to Nick right now. They're all looking out the window because one person noticed it, other people noticed. They're all looking.
Yeah.
So Nick goes over the mic to the bartender, see if you can get him to come in.
Yeah.
So the bartender walks out as he's walking, because the guy's walking past now, and he's walking past the door. And the bartender goes like, "Hey, we're doing a deal on drinks. Do you want to come in?"
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Fuck," he's like drunk.
Yeah.
He's like, "Fuck yeah, all right then." So he comes in, and Nick's standing there with his fucking mic looking up at the door.
Yeah.
And this dude walks around the corner, and you could just see him go like, "What the fuck's going on in here? Why is that guy over there with a mic?" And he's walking up to the bar as if he's like, "So where's these bloody free drinks at, you know?"
Yeah.
And then he looks over, and Nick Schuler just goes like, "Sir, before you have a drink, I just want to let you know there's a bathroom to the left of the stage if you need to use it." And the guy goes, "Oh, nah, thanks, I've already..." And he like... fucking looks over and sees the window.
Wow.
And goes...
Sorry. That is fucking funny.
The bloke just goes, "Oh, you seen that, didn't you?"
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we did. Wow.
So this fucking dude gets a drink and sits down and finishes watching the rest of the show.
Wow. No, kudos to him.
And fucking, just thinking on his feet, he gets this cunt to come into the fucking bar. Yeah, so good, man.
That's awesome. I was not there, and I am ashamed.
Dude, the best part
I
was
missed
the
it.
fucking moment of realization.
Yeah,
Oh, man. And it just, the comedic timing of him just going like, oh, no, thanks, I've already... Oh.
Epic plant.
Oh,
Epic
fucking
plant. Good on
so
you, Nick.
good,
Epic
man.
Plant. When you listen to this.
Yeah, and that's why he's in England now.
Yeah. He's getting people to piss on doors over there.
Oh, man,
It's
yeah.
become a bit.
Yeah. He now pays someone to recreate that scene. Who knows? That's just a clever guy, man. That might have been a fucking plant.
That was a plant. Totally set up. Total set up. Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, yeah, fucking so good. But that's just the fucking, the scene. Like, and that's why, if I can, I like to stick around. Like, I'd already done my set for that night.
Yeah.
But if I can, I like to hang out. Because, fuck, dude, like, yeah, some of the shit you see, and like not even just for the audience or the crowd, but like you might see someone set and you'll be like, oh, that's a fucking new joke, cool, I fucking dig that shit. But yeah, man,
you gotta hang out for the new joke.
Yeah, we'll fucking we'll wrap it up with that, man. We've got our second part underway.
Yeah, man.
But so far, thanks everyone for listening to the show, and thanks for fucking coming on to the show again, Kai.
Always, mate. Pleasure to be here.
It's fucking flown by, actually. I think we'll plan in like a few more stories and shit.
We were supposed to talk about like important stuff.
But fuck all that, man. Just read the Facebook post that I put up, and everyone will like inevitably fucking skip over.
Yeah.
But hey, it's been good to get a couple of fucking stories out, go on a trip down fucking memory lane, and that wraps up the year. So been a fucking gnarly year. Been good to get out the other side of it.
Yeah.
And still fucking getting content out. And thanks everyone for coming out to shows for real, although you had no other fucking choice but to come to Canberra shows. And
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, fucking Merry Christmas. That explains the hat. I've been growing this beard for 6 years to say Merry Christmas on this podcast. So fucking Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. I'll fucking see you next year. Cheers.